Assalamualaikum friends. Thank you for overwhelming response regarding our IFRS refresher series. Today, due to engagement in another assignment, I was not able to prepare the presentation regarding the new standard, which was planned. Basically, we were going to cover IAS 8 as we have already covered IAS 2 and IAS 7 in our previous videos. But instead of giving a break, I thought that let's discuss another topic which the presentation was already ready with me. So let's discuss that topic today, and then we will continue the IFRS refresher series from the next week onwards. Next week I will be taking a break as I will be busy in another engagement. So I will be back hopefully with you guys in the last week of August with the IFRS refresher series, and we will continue that series. Keep watching us. Kindly subscribe our channel. Keep yourself engaged and join hands in this journey of learning with us. Let's discuss another important topic today, which is the ABC of risk culture in modern business environment, which is very dynamic, where technological advancement are very robust, where geopolitical environment is changing, where you know that there are climate changing patterns, and you can see events happening which have never happened before in the history, and along with that, inflation, the devaluation of currency, international trade, and other factors make this environment very volatile. And I think risk management is one of the most fastly growing concepts being adopted by international companies and companies which have already had developed a strong risk management culture within their organization and a strong risk management governance framework. They are able to steer through challenges and uncertain times in a much better way than those which are still at a early stage, which are still at a premature stage, or which have still not started thinking about it. So I strongly urge all of you to start taking this topic seriously, and let's discuss uh, what a healthy risk culture looks like, and cultivating a healthy risk culture which includes the behavior and values of people involved in managing the processes, is very critical in modern business environment for achieving continued sustainable success and growth for the business. Well, what is the risk culture? Culture is the collective programming of the mind which distinguishes the members of one group from another. Or another statement says that a pattern of shared basic assumptions that the group learned that has worked well enough to be considered valid, passed on to new members as the correct way to perceive, think, and feel, as per Edgar, or the set of important understandings, often unstated, that members of a community share in common, as per Vijay. What happens when the boss leaves the room basically reflects the culture of that organization. Let's discuss the ABC model of the risk culture. A means attitude, B is behavior, and C is the culture. Attitude shapes behavior, and behavior forms the culture. Culture influences behavior and attitude. First principles arising from ABC: A, attitude and culture are not visible, only behavior is observable. Attitude is not equal to culture. Risk culture is not risk reverse or risk seeking. Behavior is neither culture. Risk culture is not the way we do things around here. Risk culture has components, it has values, beliefs, knowledge, understanding based on individuals but also for groups. Risk culture exists at multiple levels, different groups with common purpose, and it should be coherent and aligned. Poor culture has caused failure. As per Walker Report 2009, Corporate Governance, the principal emphasis is in many areas on behavior and culture. UK Financial Reporting Council 2011 in Global Financial Crisis reported the issues with which companies were grappling include understanding their exposure to risk, They were unable to understand their exposure to risk and how this might change. What if the environment changes in which the business is operating? What will be the change in exposure of the risk to the organization? And will they be able to cope up with that? Will they be able to continue in a sustainable manner? Do they have resilient business practices? And how this might change and embedding the right risk culture throughout the company. Why does risk culture matter? You might be thinking. So as per uh, internal risk management organization, it affects management effectiveness. The prevailing risk culture within an organization can make it significantly better or worse at managing risk. People might be too cautious, or they might not be taking that point seriously at all. So influences risk attitude and risk taking behavior. Too much or too little, either vicious or virtuous cycles. Well, ideally it should be a balance between the 10 indicators of a good risk culture. It should be distinct and on a consistent tone from the top on risk taking. Commitment to ethical principles and practice should be prevalent in the organization. Wide acceptance of importance of managing risk should exist in the organization. Transparent and timely risk information should flow up and down at different hierarchical levels of the organization. Risk reporting and whistleblowing is encouraged. Active learning from impacted risk and near misses. Risk-taking behaviors rewarded or challenged. Risk management skills are valued, encouraged, and developed. Properly resourced risk management function does exist in the organization. Regular challenging of status quo from diverse perspective is encouraged. So four main aspects are shown at the top: risk leadership, clarity of direction, how the organization respond to bad news; governance, clear accountability for managing risk; transparency and timelines of risk information; decision making, well informed risk decisions; reward appropriate risk taking through performance; and competency, status, resourcing and empowerment of risk function and embedding of risk skills across the organization. Risk attitude spectrum: response to uncertainty, either it is risk seeking, or either it is risk averse, or either it is risk tolerant within a certain range. The ideal place to be is to be a risk tolerant and take risks which are needed to achieve the desired business strategy, but take risk within a certain threshold within a target tolerance level. Three key characteristics: risk attitude is variable, risk attitude is chosen, risk attitude can be managed. How do you think about risk? Do you think that risk is avoidable? It is natural? Is risk good or is it bad? High risk means dangerous or does it excite you? Risk should be prevented or should it be exploited? Risk management protects or it enhances value? Risk should be managed by specialists or risk should be managed by everyone? Discussing this shows weakness or maturity. How can you change your thinking? First of all, create an awareness, then appreciation of why is that happening, then assessment, is that okay? If yes, then accept it. If no, then assertion that something needs to be changed and take the required action. So that's the 7 A's framework. ABC model links attitude and behavior to culture. Either it is vicious or virtuous cycles, it should be a balanced one. Risk culture matters, drives risk thinking and risk taking behavior. Inappropriate risk culture can cause problems, take too much or too little risk. Change risk culture by managing risk attitude, take the right risk safely into success. So what is the conclusion? We should basically design the desired risk attitude. We should ensure that there is consistent risk language across the organization. We should integrate risk with strategy, decision making, and performance management. We should design key risk indicators. Roles and responsibilities should be clearly defined. Risk workshops should be conducted at regular intervals. Process design should be improved, and risk management should be integrated into it. And resourcing and capabilities should be there to manage the risk in today's modern business environment. Thank you for being with us. We will be back with IFRS Refreshers series in the last week of August. Uh, Kindly keep yourself engaged with us. Keep watching us. Share your valuable feedback with us. and let's continue this journey of learning together. Thank you.